I'm Veronica Rogers, and welcome to the Art Center of Sarasota, where tonight we'll be looking at films through women's eyes. We will be talking to producers, writers, and directors, so please join us as we look at films through women's eyes. We're here with Ann Fries, the artistic director for Through Women's Eyes, Sarasota Film Festival.
Thank you very much for having us here to talk about our festival.
Thank you so much. What a beautiful venue we have here this evening. Tell me a little bit about the selection. You said you've been doing it for several years.
Right. The film festival itself started 17 years ago. I've been working on it for the last 7 years since we started partnering with Sarasota Film Festival. To give you 2 years ago, we got in 130 films to fill 20 to 25 slots of movies. Last year, we got in 250 films, and this year we got in 507 films from 37 different countries. We are showing films representing 13 different countries.
And how many films out of those 500 and some did you select?
We selected a total of 17 shorts and 8 feature-length films.
Tell me a little bit about that process.
The process is somewhat regimented in that we have a group of volunteers. We're a totally volunteer organization, and those volunteers review films and give a thumbs up or thumbs down, and then those that make the initial cut are then sent up the line where Terry Brackett and myself and Mary Daly, the three runners of the festival, actually make a final determination.
And tell me a little bit about the festival and Through Women's Eyes and what this means to the women.
Sure. Through Women's Eyes was started as a fundraiser for our chapter of the U.S. National Committee of UN Women. It is strictly a fundraising event. All volunteer festival, so all the money that we raise for at this reception this evening and for all the tickets goes directly to the U.S. National Committee of UN Women that supports activities around the globe for gender equality and the prevention of violence against women. And that's what this festival is about, raising money for those causes internationally. We also make it closer to what I will call a community effort in that whenever we have topics that are concerned about particular issues, domestic violence, things like that, we bring representatives from local organizations to discuss the issues as they relate to the Sarasota community, and then resources that are available to help resolve or help people that have issues with the various topics that we talk about. So everything is international with a local focus.
And tell me tonight, internationally, countries represented.
At this particular event this evening, we have 12 of our films represented, and now you're going to make me count on my hands and toes, but I believe we have 5 countries represented this evening.
And what are your expectations of this evening?
This evening is about, first of all, a good time, good food from Morton's, an opportunity for the filmmakers to take a minute or so and talk about their film, kind of give a film elevator speech, and for them to engage with our audience and to meet each other and have an opportunity to do that.
Well, thank you, Ann, for all you do Through Women's Eyes and the Sarasota Film Festival.
Yes, thank you very much, Veronica. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you, Ann. We're here with Scott Osborne. So great to see you again.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
And tell me, you're representing the UN Women?
I'm one of the many volunteers here with UN Women. We coordinate this film festival, yes.
And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the film festival is in its 17th year. It's called Through Women's Eyes, and it's one of our major fundraisers for the local chapter of UN Women.
And what does the local chapter do in our community?
In our community, we actually have a number of programs, one of which is actually fighting for gender equality here in Sarasota. But we also raise funds for UN Women programs around the world. They support all kinds of things from training peacekeepers to employment opportunities for women in Africa to gender discrimination in Latin America. So they fund activities throughout the world, and we help them. We think it's a really important cause.
And tonight, great to see all the women filmmakers, producers that are here through Women's Eyes.
The filmmakers and producers, it's interesting. This film festival is about women's issues and by women filmmakers, and many of them have different themes and the kinds of things you don't see in ordinary films. So you go, and whether it's a shorts or a feature film, you see something you'll never see in a mainstream movie theater.
And what do you want people to take away from this event this evening?
I want them to take away how inspirational it is. I want them to support the creative arts and let people who make these shorts and make these films know that we're interested. And of course, the mission of UN Women is a fantastic cause to support.
Well, thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, we're here with L2L, right? And we are talking about tonight, Relearn, Respect, Repeat, the film. Sophia, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Sophia. I go to Riverview High School, and I'm a junior, and I'm part of the L2L Club, which made this film.
Okay.
I'm also a member of this club.
And your name?
I'm Sydney Kaufman.
And tell me, you go to Riverview.
I go to Out of Door Academy.
And?
My name is Sarah Beth Wheeler. I go to Booker High School, and I'm a part of the L2L. My mom is a co-chair, and that's about it.
I'm Evelyn Mason. I'm a sophomore at ODA, and I'm also part of L2L.
So, Sophia, tell me about the film.
Well, our club's mission is to mentor young women to be the next generation of informed and empowered women. And we all came up with this idea collaboratively, and we wanted to make a film highlighting the fact that intolerance is really something that is taught rather than something that is born, because we thought this was really important for everyone to understand.
So L2L really pulls together a lot of different schools, a lot of different talents to create this film. And what else does L2L do in our community?
Well, basically what we do is we learn a lot about current events, and we look at other people who are leaders, and we identify how we can be better leaders and the characteristics of good leaders, and we work towards being good leaders.
And tell me a little bit, Ellie, tell me about what this means to you to be a part of the Sarasota Film Festival and Through Women's Eyes.
It's a really unique opportunity for us to be able to do something like this because we're all so young and we have never approached even the idea of this, but we are all passionate about ending gender-based discrimination and any form of discrimination, both in the local and global level. So it was really cool to take a new approach rather than just campaigning and speaking at schools, but rather something that's physical and is shown to such a wide audience.
And tell me, what does it mean to you to be a part of this event?
It means that I'm making a change and we're all making a change, and it's just super cool to be that type of person that's not afraid to speak their voice and say that what's happening is happening and we're willing to change it around us.
And how do you feel?
I did not think that our PSA was actually going to get this far. I mean, I didn't think the idea of the PSA was going to get this far, but when it actually started to come together and everything kind of just, it worked like it was a puzzle piece, and it worked perfectly, and it blew my mind that we did as well as, because I think we did very well, but it blew my mind that we did as well as we did, and I love the PSA personally, and I think that we did very well on it, and I think that it speaks, it was shocking, but it wasn't it didn't push it, and I think it was perfect for the general audience.
So what do you think's next?
I don't know. We were asked that this morning at the premiere of it, but somebody asked us if we were going to make any more, and we probably, if this one does as well as we hope it's going to, but a woman who was sitting in the audience wanted it on TV. That's what she told us. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get that far.
Wonderful. And tell me a little bit about your involvement.
I'm just really thankful that we're able to educate all of the younger men and women of our peers today because they don't really know what's going on. We didn't know what was going on either before we came up with this PSA, so I'm just glad that we're able to educate everyone.
Well, thank you, ladies, for bringing this to life, so to speak, in your PSA, and we look forward to seeing much more from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are here with Alexandra Baumbach. So nice to see you this evening. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your film.
Well, Frame by Frame is a feature-length documentary about 4 Afghan photojournalists in Afghanistan building a free press for Afghanistan's first free press.
And what was your inspiration for that film?
Really, the inspiration for the film came from wanting to look at what our perception is of Afghanistan and talking about perception and telling a story about the storytellers from this place. Because so often the image that we see from Afghanistan is one of war and suicide bombs of mainstream media. We wanted the film and the storytellers to offer another side and a little bit more empathy into the situation.
How long did it take for you to create the film?
It was a 3-year process, and we premiered the film at South by Southwest in 2015, and so we've been on the festival circuit for a little over a year now.
So you've been out on the road?
Out on the road quite a bit.
What festivals have you been to?
Let's see, we've been to South by, Hot Docs, Ashland Film Festival, Camden Film Festival. I think it's played at 45 film festivals. We screened at hundreds of schools and universities and newsrooms. I just got back from screening in Afghanistan.
Did you?
With the president of Afghanistan.
Really?
Yeah, we screened at the UN and the U.S. Embassy, the French Embassy.
Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, just going over to Afghanistan, being involved, their culture.
It's a beautiful place to go. Afghanistan is one of those places, and I'm not the first one to say this, that gets under your skin. And it's, as a cinematographer, it's just like eye candy. It's so much fun to film there. Afghans are known for their hospitality, and so it's a great culture to film in, yeah.
And how long have you gone back and forth there throughout the creation of the film then?
Yeah, we went, my co-director, Mo Scarpelli, and I went in 2012 for a few weeks, and I thought I was going to be making a short back then, and then once I met the subjects of the film, realized it was a feature, and so we came back after we raised some money on Kickstarter to film for 2 months in 2013, and then we edited all of 2014, and then just in January of 2016 brought the film back to screen in Afghanistan.
What does it mean for you to be here at this event through women's eyes?
It's really exciting to be here. I think it's so fun to meet the other filmmakers that are doing the similar work. I mean, as a woman who's a filmmaker, who's a woman, more importantly, we're just, you know, when you're doing your job, you're having your head down and you don't really think a lot about like, oh, I have to think about this from a woman's perspective, but there is a lot of reality when you come to the distribution phase of your film that it's much harder to be a woman in this industry. And so I think camaraderie is a really important thing, and it's great to meet the other filmmakers and have the support.
And so tell me, what's next for Alexandra?
Well, up next, I just made another short while I was in Afghanistan about people making the decision to stay or leave right now, Afghans making that choice. And then a bunch of other feature films on different burners trying to figure out what to do next. And yeah, exciting times.
Well, we wish you the best, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for spending time with us this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Alexandra. We're here with Sylvia Kromowski, who has the film The Room. And you're here from Italy.
Yes, I'm here from Milan to present this short film I produced and I wrote and directed with Fabrizio Bozzetti, is the screenplay partner, and Stefano Etter, the co-director. And we decided to tell this story because we would like to have the opportunity to speak about a tale about a young woman, and we decided to do in a dreamlike way, and so this is the way in which we spoke about emotions, because it's a story about a big change, and like a way to break fear. And the room is like a metaphor of fear that is like a prison sometimes.
Yes.
And this is about our short film.
Well, I'm so excited for you to be here. And what does it mean for you to be a part of this event through Women's Eyes?
I'm really excited to be here because I think it's very important to speak about women. We are a very powerful part of life, but sometimes we don't remember it. So I'm very honored to be here, giving my little contribution to this
the women.
concept of powerful women inspiring great things.
And has the film shown in Italy?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, because it has a theatrical approach, and it's not so easy to have a distribution with this kind of language. And in US, I've been more opportunities to show it. So I have been in Los Angeles, now here, then in Baltimore. I have a schedule of festivals in US.
Oh, well, we're so glad that you're here in Sarasota. So what's next for Sylvia?
I'm a set designer in
life. Are you really?
Yes, and this is my first short film, so I hope to continue to study in a direction career and to continue to produce films.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, Sylvia, and thank you so much for spending time with us this evening.
Thank you to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here with Maylee Mason. Thank you for joining us this evening, Maylee.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me the name of your film and a little bit about it.
My film is called I Dream of an Omaha Where, and it's a documentary about the gang problem in Omaha and many cities similar to Omaha.
And what was your inspiration for creating the film?
Well, I was hired by the Sherwood Foundation in Omaha, who was trying to combat the problem. You wouldn't think that a city of 500,000 would have such a great problem, but we're actually a very segregated city, and we're now in a certain part of the city. It's like the third generation of gang members.
Really?
Yeah. And whereas most of the community hear about the murders and the crimes on TV, they don't really take it in that this is our community and what can we do about it.
And have you been to other film festivals recently?
I have. I've been to, it's shown in the Omaha Film Festival, and it's shown in 5 other festivals across the country, which unfortunately I wasn't able to attend, so it's so great to be here.
We're glad you're here in Sarasota with us.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what you want people to take away from this film.
Well, the film deals with former gang members and people who have been affected by gangs, families who have lost children, and again, this is happening in our community. And we want the rest of the community to see this is what's going on here and to know that it is a community problem and it's something that we all have responsibility in helping with. And people go, we've had people ask, it's a heart-wrenching film. And they say, what can I do? I want to do something. Well, you can volunteer, you can mentor, deal with the kids. You can, if you don't have the time, you can put money into organizations that do mentor and volunteer with the kids. You can provide jobs for these kids, something for them to do so they don't have to run around in the gangs.
Well, and I think, like you said, so many people don't realize the depth of gang involvement and how it is so prevalent in so many societies. What have you learned from, creating this film that you would like to share with people? Maybe something significant that some of us haven't heard of that can help.
Boy, it's just get to know your community. because there were things happening in my backyard that I had no idea. You know, I had no idea. One episode that really got our community together was there was a woman at home serving her 5-year-old daughter breakfast, and her daughter was bringing her little cereal bowl back to the sink, and a shot came through the window and hit her in the throat and killed her.
Ooh.
And of course that got the whole community behind her and saying, this has got to stop. So we don't want to wait until a little 5-year-old is killed,
Yes.
you know.
Thank you for the awareness that you're creating and for all that you've done for the community.
Well, thank you very much, and I really want to thank the Through Your Women's Eyes. I mean, what a fantastic festival.
Great festival.
Yes.
Thank you, Meili.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Too much? We're all right. I want to just add my welcome to all of you. One of the most heartwarming things to me this morning was seeing so many familiar faces, many that have been coming for years and years and years and have supported us. I call them our cheerleading squad, and we really, really appreciate it. You cannot imagine. And it was very fun this morning, though, to see that in the first 2 films, when I was asking if there were people who had never been to Through Women's Eyes before, and seeing about half the people in the audience had never been there before. So that was pretty cool, too. So we're growing, we're building, we're carrying the word of women in film, further throughout the community and the area. So that's really wonderful, and we really appreciate the press that is here as well, because that helps us get the word out. And now you've heard enough from me, so I am going to ask all of the people that are here representing all of our films to come up and join me. While they're all coming up, please join me now so we can hear a little bit from each of you about your films, some of which showed today, some of which will be showing tomorrow. And what we normally do is just ask each filmmaker to identify themselves, tell what their film is, and then maybe just tell us an interesting fact about the film, or what it's about, or why they made it. And then that way you'll have a better idea of all these wonderful people who have come to join us from around the country and around the world. So come around, don't be shy, because you have to talk into both of these microphones. So who's first?
Sure.
Allie.
Hi everyone. Whoa, sorry. I'm Allie Sultan. I'm Allie Sultan. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I made the short documentary called Lift Like a Girl about my friend Jenny. Thank you. Thanks. Wow. My friend Jenny, who turned 40 and decided to change her life through weightlifting, and now she's coaching 16-year-old girls in the Olympic weightlifting circuit, and she's actually competing this weekend in Savannah in her second National Masters tournament. If she wins that, she gets to go, I think, one step closer to the Olympics, which is her dream, which is pretty exciting for someone who's 40 and starting a new athletic career. So hope you enjoyed the film. Thank you.
Fantastic. Why don't we just, I'm just arbitrarily going this way.
Thank you, Ann. Hi, everyone. It's an honor to be here. My name is Jade Taylor. I'm here with the film But I Love Him that I wrote. Thank you. Thank you. That I wrote and directed and acted in. A couple other things. But it's a depiction of horrific real-life events that happen to men and women every day, which is domestic and intimate partner violence. And so for me, it's a very important message to get out there, but more importantly, that to give men and women hope that they can get out, and to give them all the resources that they need to get out. So thank you very much. Again, it's such an honor to be here and to share this with you. Thanks. You can dictate.
You can just pass it right down.
Hi, my name is Andy. I'm from Mexico City, and we both did a Puddle Girl. That is a short animated film, and it's about the life from a child beggar I don't know if that's the right thing.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The kids that ask for money in the streets, and it's really short. It's about 4 minutes long, but it's a short story, and it doesn't have any dialogue. And I don't know what to say.
Great animation. It's part of our shorts tomorrow. Thank you. I haven't met you yet. Alexandria.
Hello, everyone. My name's Alexandria Bombach. I'm director of Frame by Frame. Yay! Frame by Frame is about 4 Afghan photojournalists navigating today's landscape of Afghanistan's first free press. And I guess a little bit about it. I just got back from Afghanistan, where we premiered the film in South by Southwest in 2015, so we've been on the circuit for about a year. But I just got back from Kabul about a month ago, and we screened with the president of Afghanistan, which was super huge. So, yeah, it's been a great ride. But it's an honor to be here. So excited to meet all these women making film, and yeah, thanks for having me.
Great. Thank you. Now we'll go this way. Sylvia.
Hello, I'm Silvia Cremaschi. I'm from Italy, from Milan, and I'm presenting a short film. The title is The Room, with Sara Drago and Gigi Alberti. And The Room is a story about emotions and about a big change of the protagonist, who is like in the prison of her fear, that is the room, that is not a physical place but an emotional place. And all the set design has been constructed in a theater, and it was like an invention to speak about something bigger than the physical place, and I hope you will be enjoy. It's a dream-like story. It's a tale. It's a story to dream about our dreams. So thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm. Okay. The dual mic. I'm Maylee Mason, and I directed, photographed, and edited the documentary I Dream of an Omaha Where, which brings attention to the gang problems in cities like Omaha and many more smaller cities across the states, and tries to get the community awareness up and get people acting and reacting, and not just pushing this problem away. So this is such an honor to be here with these incredible other women, and what an opportunity. I just want to thank you very much.
Absolutely. We're so glad you're here. Elizabeth.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Masucci. I'm the director and producer of Phenomenal Woman, a short film. Starring Danielle Brooks. She's the star of Orange is the New Black and The Color Purple. She's on Broadway right now. The short is a dramatization of the poem by Maya Angelou, and my goal is to create, this is the first of a series of short films, to shine a spotlight on poetry written by women and empower women. So I plan on doing several of them. So this is the first, so I'm excited to be here and be with other women filmmakers and share the poem with everyone. Thank you.
Well, that undoubtedly means that we're going to see Elizabeth back here again in future years. There you go.
Hi, I'm Evalie. This is Sophia, Sarah Beth, and Sydney. We're part of the UN Women's Gulf Coast chapter of basically UN Women, again, L2L. We are one of the youngest groups in this film fest, which is just crazy to us. We're so thankful for that. We made a short 1-minute PSA edited by Sophia, and we are all co-creators. The rest of our club isn't with us today. But basically, it's called Relearn, Respect, Repeat, and our main slogan is intolerance is not born, it's raised. So it's 1 minute, but it's really powerful, and that's what's so important to us, is that time doesn't take a lot to convey a message. But rather, our main point is that we're not born sexist and prejudiced and racist and all of these things that plague our world, but rather we teach ourselves to be this way, and we're taught this way by other people, whether we're young or old, or in our PSA we have a baby in it. So yeah, we just wanted to share the message to everyone that we want to make a change, and that starts by realizing that we can't change unless we all learn to be different. So we're really thankful that you guys wanted to have us on your film fest, and it's awesome. Check it out. Thanks.
If you did not see Relearn, Respect, Repeat this morning, you're in luck, because we're repeating Relearn, Respect, Repeat tomorrow morning. So you're going to want to be there at 10 a.m. sharp, or you will miss it. All right, thanks. Next group.
Emily, this is all you.
Yep, you go. Oh.
It's both of us.
Hi, my name is Emily Mills, and I am co-director of Amanda and the Hair.
We're doing this dual microphone.
Sorry, guys. My name is Emily Mills, and I am co-director of Amanda and the Hair.
I'm Jared Hopkins. I'm also co-director.
I'm Carly Howard, and I'm the cinematographer. We just set out to tell a story about Amanda Louise Spade, a Cleveland-based artist who makes these gothic art bunny dolls. They're really hard to describe, guys. And just like to profile her creativity and who she is as a person, and just being true to yourself and being creative and just getting yourself out there, you know? And yeah, that's it. Great.
Yeah.
Is anybody? I'm sorry? We're from Tallahassee. Go Knowles.
FSU Film School. FSU Film School.
FSU.
Yes.
Yes.
One of our two. More to follow later down the
Yes.
line. Great.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
You found us.
I did, thank
Excellent.
you. Hi, I'm Mo Morris. I'm the director-producer of A New Color, The Art of Being Edith Boone. Yeah. And I'm pleased to see and meet all of you, at least through your 30-second elevator pitches, and particularly glad to meet the filmmakers who are playing along with our film tomorrow, Sunday and Monday, and I can see why you paired us together, Amanda and the Hair. A New Color is a film that explores art, community, and lives that matter. And the film started out as an art film about Edith Boone, as when I learned more about her deep roots in the community. She's a muralist, she does social justice work. I learned that really it's all about how she brings people together to transform through art. And that's where I started the film, with her working with youth in underserved areas of really rough areas of the Bay Area. And these kids had never really had that opportunity. And, you know, in and amongst the bullets that fly in their housing projects, they were able to find this piece of being able to do the art with her and express messages like, we need healthy food in our communities. So she really guided them through that process, and I learned about it. And then, you know, in between, we hear more about her story. She began that work living in the Harlem housing projects, creating murals when she didn't even know what a mural was. And so you see the possibility of a new color in our society. And as the film progresses, I won't give it away, but you see her in the midst of the tragic current events that are happening all around us, with people that are tragically killed, black men and women. And that is something that once you've experienced life with Edith, my hope is that you will kind of put yourself in that person's shoes and wonder, what would I do if this deep tragedy hit me? And it did hit her. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to seeing all of your films.
Wonderful. Thanks,
Hi, I'm Alexandrina Andre, and I'm the director and writer of Reversed. And Reversed is about a young man who finds out he's pregnant, and he has an unsupportive girlfriend, and he decides that he's going to get an abortion. And the idea came from me reading this New York Times article, and it was just showcasing at least like 30 women's journey through their abortion stories. And I also went and asked all the guys in my graduate class, and the majority of them were like, yeah, right, I would not keep that baby, or I'd give it to my mom, and like just like every ridiculous excuse not to keep the kid. And I literally like, looked at each one of them and was like, well, then how do you think a woman feels? You know? So the point of the film is to get people to open their eyes and just try to understand women just a little bit better.
Oh, excellent. And Alexandrina is our other filmmaker from FSU. So we're always so happy to have submissions. We love the films that are produced up there. Have I gotten all of our filmmakers? Has everybody had a chance to talk? I haven't missed anyone. And just also want to make a little pitch here for those of you who might not know, we have another film this evening, screening over at Hollywood 20, Radical Grace. We do not have the filmmaker here, but we do have two special guests that will be appearing. So well, we hope you'll join us this evening and also hopefully tomorrow. Sure. Of course.
I'm Mary Daly. It's a pleasure to have all of you here tonight. And we have a special guest from our United U.S. National Committee President, Lolita Jenke, and she'd like to welcome everyone tonight as well.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. This is my first time coming for this. We have heard about it. I live in Vero Beach, and Robin, who is the president of the Vero Beach East Florida chapter, both of us drove up here because every year we've been hearing such wonderful things about this whole program. Let me make my 1 minute or 1 second pitch for the United States National Committee for UN Women. We support the UN Women. And in this time, in this decade where everybody is focusing on children, remember we wouldn't have dysfunctional children if we didn't have dysfunctional families, and we need to support the mothers, ground them, sustain them, see that they get equal pay for the work they do so they can do great work and focus on themselves. In an industry, every time women join an industry, the pay goes down. So I'm hoping that as more women enter the movie industry, the prices don't go down or we stop going for movies. So thank you for portraying things through women's eyes, and thank you, and I wish more men would come and really see it from our eyes. Thank you. Please support your local chapter. Please join. It's so reasonable to join because it is a way of supporting other women. Thank you.
We're here with Andy and Jamie, and they came in from Mexico City?
Yes, from Mexico City.
And Puddle Girl is the name of your film.
Yes, it's a short animated film. It's about 4 minutes long, and it's all animation and drawings.
So tell me a little bit about your inspiration to create the film.
Well, there was a day I was looking through the window of my car, and I saw a little girl in the street was begging for change. And I saw her, and I saw that she was like really small. I don't know if she can speak already. And she was like really tiny, and I thought she might be endangered for being in the streets like in that age, because a car easily can
hit her,
hit
yes.
her.
And
the driver wouldn't even notice. So it was like, how is that little girl in the streets? She should be at school or with her mom.
And she was near a puddle, I guess. Was
No,
that
was
so?
part of
Tell
the
me
story.
what the puddle is.
The puddle, it represents the simplicity of the things.
Okay.
That a kid can easily have fun with anything.
Oh, perfect.
So and the puddle represents the sad part of the street, like the dirty part of the street.
And Jamie was saying earlier, and Jamie, you were acting in the film, correct?
Yeah, I was acting. Andy shooted the film, and then she did like Photoshop it, and then she drew it frame by frame. There were above 2,000 drawings.
And you drew each frame of this film?
Yes, it was like I had to make this short film because that was my requirement for graduation from university. So I had 6 months to draw, and it was like 2,800 drawings. So if you divide that for 6 months, it's about 64 drawings about that. So
every drawing you did every day?
Every day during 6 months.
And you were still going to university at this time?
That was my final project. So it was like really hard for me, but I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And if one day I just didn't feel like drawing, then the next day I had to do 120 drawings, like the double.
That's a lot of drawings. In 6 months, you did all of this.
Yes, 4 minutes.
Tell me what it means for you to be here today, your second time in the U.S., and you're here in Sarasota.
Well, here, the first time I was here, it was like just vacations in California. But now that I'm like for something more for my career, it means a lot. And this festival, through Women's Eyes, it means a lot to me because it's a great opportunity to show what my films have to say. And I'm really excited for this.
And you should be so proud.
I'm proud.
Yeah. Jamie, what do you think of this through women's eyes?
I think it's really wonderful. I've heard like a lot of ideas here, a lot of things I didn't knew, and all of these people, they're wonderful people. We've seen some movies, and they're really touching, you know, they're really nice.
How long are you in town for? Are you going to see more of the movies?
Until Monday, we're leaving.
So are you going to see some more films tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Now that I graduated from university, I think I want to make more films, and I like stop motion animation, so I think that will be my next step. And I want to make short films or movies that have a message, not just being pretty, just to have something that the people can remember in their hearts and heads.
Do you plan on drawing more? Or are you tired of drawing?
This is my last short film that is all drawn. So next short film that I think I made in like 3D or stop motion. But I'm
that was enough for the drawings?
Yeah, it was enough.
Well, thank you again for spending time, and best of luck to you. Thank you. We're here with Ali Sultan, the film Lift Like a Girl.
Yes.
I love it. I heard you earlier. It's so near and dear to my heart.
Thank you.
Tell me about what inspired you.
Well, I recently turned 40, and I also have a daughter who's 2. And I look at my daughter and I see her being so happy and carefree, and then I see media's representation of women being very critical about our self-image and body image. And I really wanted to address that in a film to empower my daughter to look at herself, regardless of what she turns out to be, just give her a sense of confidence and hopefully shore up her confidence as she gets older. Anyways, I have a friend named Jenny who does weightlifting, and I worked with her on this film. She's had an incredible journey going through postpartum depression and gaining a lot of weight after college and having her child. And coming out of that through weightlifting. And now she's a weightlifting coach, and she trains 16-year-old girls on the Olympic weightlifting circuit, and she builds their confidence through the sport of weightlifting, which is just really fun to watch.
And did I hear you say earlier that she was 40 as well?
Yes, yeah, she's 40 right now, and she's actually this weekend competing in her second national masters competition. And so hopefully we're all rooting for her to go all the way to the Olympics.
I know.
Yeah.
Tell me what that journey is like for her. I mean, you document it in your film, and and I'm sure there's so much behind the scenes.
Yeah, you know, she actually had a career before she started weightlifting. We went to college together, and we were both in a very technical audio engineering program. We were the only women in the department as students, and when we graduated, she was working in the industry as a recording engineer. She married a guy who also was a recording engineer. It turns out that he made more money than she did doing the same job.
Same job.
And so when she got pregnant, they decided that she was the one that had to stay home because he made more money. So economics actually forced her at home with her son, and that's when she kind of spiraled downwards, and she had a really difficult time. But through personal training and starting to get fit and active, she found weightlifting and really brought herself out of it. And now she's an inspiration to me and an inspiration to a lot of women out there, especially the girls that she mentors who are 16 and who... It's funny, I talked to the 16-year-old girl who she trains. Her name's Sammy Riley. She's incredible. I said, so when you go to high school, do people bully you? And do you see any of that in school? She says, no one messes with me. Because she weightlifts. She's 16, so I wish I had done that when I was younger.
Where are you from?
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So tell me what it means for you to be here in Sarasota.
It's a great town.
Through Women's Eyes.
Sarasota, the film festival here is incredible. Through Women's Eyes is amazing in that it's one of the great film festivals we have in this country that also showcases the women's perspective, which we don't see enough of in Hollywood and in media in general. I teach film. I'm the only woman faculty in my department.
Where do you teach film?
I teach film at Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Murfreesboro.
The Deep South. And we're working really hard on the faculty to encourage women to make films, because I think there's been a confidence gap in that, in women in general, in technical fields like filmmaking, which can be very difficult technically to produce.
And to see this event through Women's Eyes, focused
Yes.
on women filmmakers, producers, writers, to instill that confidence.
Yes, it's so critical to tell stories from a woman's perspective because it creates empathy. When you watch a film, you root for a character.
Yes.
And if you're always rooting for the man to succeed, then, you know, where does that leave women who are watching the film? So I think it's really wonderful to show audiences films from a woman's perspective.
So what's next for you?
I'm actually producing a web series right now. It's a musical
really?
about a female superhero who lacks confidence, but is in love with her coworker, who's kind of an evil superhero. And so they somehow overcome these obstacles and find each other. But it's an amazing project by a woman who is named Sarah Bailey, who is a graduate student at MTSU where I teach, and she has a background in opera, so she's written these songs. And it's called Incognita's Infamous Adventures. But it's going to be like a 5-part web series.
We'll have to look it up.
Yes, thank you. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for being here and for all you do in the film industry and for creating that confidence in women as you teach them.
We're working very hard to do that. We'd love to see more filmmakers coming to this festival. So
thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
We're here with Elizabeth Masucci. So great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit about your film. You've come in from New York.
Mm-hmm. It's a poetry film. It's a narrative based off the poem Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. So it's a dramatization of the poem itself and bringing it to the cinema. It's kind of marrying poetry and movies.
So
together.
what inspired you?
Well, Maya Angelou's always been an inspiration to me, and also I've always loved poetry, and I'm also an actress, so I work in film, so I figured I'd marry the two, bring poetry into films, because I think poetry is kind of dying art, so I thought it would be cool to kind of make it cool again and bring it into
And you have
movies.
a poster here.
Well, I have a poster
Tell me
of our
about
lead
it.
actress, Danielle Brooks. She's on she's a star of that show, Orange is the New Black, on Netflix. So she's in our film, and she's the woman. She's the phenomenal woman.
Oh, I love it.
So she's the face of the movie, and yeah.
How long in the making?
For this film?
Yes.
I started the idea probably around this time last year, And we shot it in August 2015, and now we're here.
At the Sarasota Film
Yes, this is
Festival
the
and
first
Through
festival.
Women's Eyes. What does it mean for you to be here?
Well, as soon as I saw the name of the festival and looked it up and saw what it's all about, I thought, well, this is perfect for this film, and also it would be such a cool thing to be a part of as a woman filmmaker, because it's all about hearing stories from a woman's perspective. So it's kind of a great thing to be a part of on both sides, you know.
What do you want people to take away from your film?
Well, it's really an inspirational poem if you're just reading it from the text or you read it out loud. But it's all about helping the younger generation and inspiring other people and being on each other's sides as women. I think that's really important right now. So that's kind of what this is about, because it's about a woman helping another young woman kind of live in the world.
And what's next for you?
I'm actually doing a series of these. I'm producing and directing a series of these poetry shorts. So there'll be different poems, different actresses, and I'll put them online, and hopefully more people will hear about poetry and, you know, be inspired.
Well, we thank you so much for being here in
Thanks,
Sarasota.
Veronica.
Yes, and we're just so honored to have these women filmmakers here as yourself at Through Women's Eyes here at Sarasota at the Arts Center.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are here with Alexandrina Andre. So great to see you this evening.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your film, Reverse.
So Reverse is about a young college student, is a guy, and he finds out that he is pregnant. And so we see his journey in deciding if he's going to keep the child or not, and also dealing with his unsupportive girlfriend.
Tell me a little bit about the behind the scenes, the things that inspired you to do this film.
The main thing that inspired me was actually a New York Times article that I was reading, and it recounted stories of about 30 women who were just telling the stories, their abortion stories, and they just ranged from being happy about it to just being completely distraught, their lives being ruined by that choice, that decision. And just something in my head just said, you know what if guys went through it? Because there's just so much condemning of women for not just abortions, but their decision to do things with their bodies, their decision to do things with their lives, you know, in general. And so I just kind of wanted to, you know, put the shoe in the other foot. And so I went around and I asked a couple guys, you know, what would you do, you know, if you were pregnant? And the majority of them were all like, I wouldn't keep it. I'd give it to my mom.
Give it to my mom.
Yeah, they're like, I don't even want to even think about that. You know, one guy actually did say though that he was like, I would keep it. I'd feel bad, you know. But you know, to every guy that I talked to, I responded to, you know, that's the same thing girls are going through also. You know, it's just opening your eyes to see that it's not easy.
What a great premise. I mean, really to put them in that position, to really have open mind and open thoughts about what women go through that they can't really relate to until they're put in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. It was actually something really hard to talk to with my actor, because I can't really say, hey, I need you to act like you're pregnant.
Like you're supposed to be sick in the morning.
Exactly. Like he's just like, no. But I just had to, like, you know, we became really personal and finding his, you know, his insecurities, and then, you know, things that made him sad, and kind of like saying, you know, think about that. That's exactly how, and that's how it would feel.
Wow. So, what's next for you?
Well, actually, I just finished filming my my last short at FSU, and it's about a transgender woman who is dealing with her transition and actually gets discriminated against while using a women's bathroom, and that experience pushes her to either, you know, decide if she's going to continue, you know, with the transition and transitional surgery, or if she's going to just, you know, back out and live her life as, you know, a man. So it was this whole week we've been filming, and it was very emotional to kind of get into that, that life. It's kind of like with Reverse, just a lot of things I do really try to push people into opening their eyes and seeing things in a different perspective, and I'm really excited about it. I really am.
And tell me, what does it mean for you to be here, Sarasota Film Festival, through women's eyes, among all these great women filmmakers and producers?
I mean, honestly, I'm at a loss for words. I just feel like I'm in heaven right now. Everyone has just been so kind and just so supportive of the film. When I had first premiered it, I'd gone like some good and bad things at school. Some people were like, this seems like propaganda, and kind of some people weren't getting it. But just being here, everyone has just understood, the real meaning, the true meaning of it, which is just opening your eyes, just being able to just see life in a different way, so you're not judging people.
Well, we thank you for bringing it to Sarasota.
Thank you.
For the film festival and Through Women's Eyes, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We're here with Mary Daly, the director of Through Women's Eyes.
Right. I'm the jack of all trades and the master of none, and work with the press more so than any other group, and just enjoy the opportunity to bring women's films to Sarasota.
And what has this event meant to you? I mean, you see all the women coming through. What a beautiful event that you've created.
It's great publicity for UN Women. It's great publicity for the U.S. National Committee and for our chapter. And if you saw the picture of all the volunteers, it's marvelous, the number of people that are involved in this production.
And tell me what you want people to take away from this evening.
Women filmmakers rock.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
and we've
you.
talked to so many of them. And I know you are on the way out, so I just wanted to thank you for all you do in Sarasota and for creating and being here through Women's Eyes. Thanks, Mary. We're here with Mo Morris. Mo, so great to see you this evening. What a great event.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here. Wonderful to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Tell me about your film.
A New Color, The Art of Being Edith Boone, is a film about art, it's about community, and it's about lives that matter. And the lives that matter that we see in the film are everyone from preschoolers to middle school students and seniors that live in communities that are really neglected. And the main character, Edith Boone, is somebody who, with a heart as big as the universe, goes into these communities and gets people to not only believe in themselves and their own talent, but to express that through art. And you see in them this transformation and the community come alive in a way that you might not have imagined. So,
what type of expression of art for these
particular
children?
medium is mural art.
Is it?
And so she's legendary in the Bay Area. She's not a household word anywhere else. I'm aiming to change that. But her power is through mural art. So for people that may be aware of the Women's Building in San Francisco, it's a 5-story powerful women's building with all images of women, with the exception, and it's an interesting story, of one male figure. And that male figure is someone that Edith, her view of life is that we shouldn't exclude anybody. When the women felt that it's a women's building, it should be all women, she says, we got to have at least one man. There wouldn't be any women without men, and we need allies. So she responded to the question when asked, well, tell me a man that hasn't hurt a woman. And she said, oh, it's tough because of her own life experience. But then she said, my son, he's never hurt anybody. I think we should have him as the vision of a new male.
He is the one?
He's the one.
Her son?
4-year-old son at the time.
So tell me, what inspired you? to create this film?
Well, I saw in this wonderful woman not only a beautiful artist and a beautiful human being, but a natural bridge builder. I came to filmmaking from a prior profession of being first an immigration lawyer and then a mediator. So when I saw someone who was a natural mediator and who used this medium of art to bring people together and express themselves, to give people an opportunity to sit in someone else's shoes and stand in someone else's shoes and see the world through their eyes, that really caught my attention. And I decided that her story needed to be told.
What do you want people to take away from the film?
Well, there are many
so many
things that people can take away from the film, as many as viewers. And I think some of the most important things for me are that people really understand that we all come to the world with a viewpoint and a life story, and that it's really enriching to be curious and to learn how someone else experiences the world. And in this case, we get to experience how a 77-year-old African-American woman has walked through life with grace and dignity and power, and that's something that may open some people's minds, inspire people to believe in themselves and to do more to create a harmonious community.
Is she still painting?
She is still painting.
She is.
She's still painting.
How
She's
many
still climbing
buildings?
Scaffolds.
Is she really?
She's still in her studio
77.
doing her private artwork, and she's just a force of nature. So when you see the film, there's a few surprise moments. It's a film that not only is beautiful and fun, she's very funny, she's very joyful, so it's a fun film. There's also, it's a very real film. You know, everything is not hunky-dory in the world of African American people, and her life was touched very deeply by the tragedies that are going on. Her son, you know, her sons, she always worries when they go out into the street. She worries that they won't come back. And then her nephew was Eric Garner, the man that was killed in the chokehold in New York. Oh. And so when that happened, we had already, well, I won't give away the whole story, but you know, she is somebody who tells it like it is and how she would like it to be. So
what a great story.
You know, the film title is A New Color, The Art of Being Edith Boone, and what that means to me
love that
is
title.
That there's a new way of envisioning things. It doesn't have to be black and white in the way that we've seen things in the past. So the art of being Edith Boone is just, there's a special quality to her that I hope people take away something and feel in their heart that they can contribute.
And what's next for Mo Morris?
Well, the film is really something that is just launching, and it's just getting off the ground. I think I'm going to take my mediator skills into the community and hopefully facilitate dialogue around the issues that are sparked in the film. That's what's really important to me at this moment. I'm sure there'll be another film down the pike, but it's like when a woman has a baby, don't ask me now to have another baby.
You'll forget the pain
I'll
shortly.
forget the pain shortly.
Well, Mo, thank you so much for spending time with us here in Sarasota at Through Women's Eyes.
Thank you.
Thank
Lovely
you
to
so
talk to you.
much.